There comes a point in life where silence speaks louder than stories, and wisdom is not how much you know, but how much you choose to say. At 70, you understand something younger people don't. Not every truth must be told to everyone. Your peace now comes from what you protect, not from what you reveal. Let's continue. Your beliefs, especially about religion, politics, or morality, may feel central to who you are. And it's natural to want others to see the world as you do. But sometimes speaking your mind only opens doors to arguments. Or worse, disrespect. You've earned the right to your beliefs. But not everyone has earned the right to hear them. In conversations where voices rise and understanding fades, ask yourself, is peace more valuable than proving a point? You are not here to convince anymore. You are here to live with grace. The wisest elders are the quietest in debate and the richest in peace. Some things aren't meant for public display. Your deepest dreams, your softest memories. The story of your first love, or that moment in your youth when you felt truly seen. These are treasures, but when you hand them to someone careless, they become fragile, mocked, misunderstood, forgotten. Not because they don't matter, but because the world isn't always gentle enough to hold them. Keep some memories like pressed flowers in an old book. They're not for display, they're for you. And sometimes the heart needs things that are just its own. You may feel the urge to talk about your health, the pain in your knee, the pills piling up, the memory that flickers sometimes like a faulty light. It's not wrong to share. But know this. Some people listen to help. Others listen to measure. They begin to see you as your illness, not as your full, beautiful self. You are not a diagnosis. You are a whole life. When you constantly discuss your ailments, people stop seeing your wisdom. They hear your aches, but miss your depth. And while support is important, so is dignity. Speak carefully, not to hide your truth, but to guard your strength. There's also the danger of telling someone what another person said about them. Especially after 70, you may have been caught in the middle of conversations where words were spoken in heat, in sadness or carelessness. But when you pass along those words, you won't believe what she said about you. You're not helping. You're planting poison. The older we get, the more we should become bridges, not barriers. Let grudges die in your silence. Let wounds heal without your fingers in them. Don't be the messenger of hurt. Be the keeper of peace. Another mistake that quietly chips away at your well-being: sharing your plans too early. Whether it's a move, a will, a change in daily routine, or even a small personal decision, once you voice it, it's open to opinions, critiques, and sometimes sabotage. People mean well, but not everyone can separate you from what they want for you. So guard your plans. Let them grow in silence. Only speak when action is ready, not when approval is uncertain. You deserve to move in the direction of your peace without interference. And then there's the heart. Even in our later years, it remains tender. You may find love again, or joy, or a friendship that feels too good to be true. And the temptation is to share every detail, to call someone and say, "You won't believe how alive I feel." But the world doesn't always celebrate love in later life. Some see it as strange, or embarrassing, or suspicious. They try to dim your light with their doubt, so hold your joy close. Not hidden, just protected. Let your happiness rise without needing anyone else to approve it. You've earned it. And finally, your peace. Your deep, hard-earned, quietly grown, precious peace. Don't explain it. Don't justify it. Don't let anyone guilt you for choosing calm over chaos, distance over drama, silence over noise. After 70, you don't owe your energy to everyone. You don't owe your presence to every event. You don't have to pick up every call. Your peace is yours, and the most sacred thing you will ever own is the right to keep it. So when the world presses you to open up, give more. Explain. Smile gently. And say nothing. Because some treasures are not meant to be shared. They are meant to be held in the quiet of your room, in the memory of your heart, in the stillness of your soul. You've given the world enough. Now, let the world give you something in return: space, respect, and the silence that lets wisdom breathe. There comes a quiet shift in life after 70, a deepening of awareness, a refining of what truly matters. In that silence, you begin to see the cost of speaking too freely, the cost of giving away what once felt harmless but now feels precious. One of the things most quietly dangerous to share at this age is your deepest fears. It's natural to have them. Fears of falling, of being forgotten, of what tomorrow might bring. But when you place these fears into the wrong hands, they do not return with comfort. They return amplified, distorted, or used to limit your independence. People might begin to treat you more like a burden than a being. They may question your capabilities. Your freedom might shrink under the weight of their concern, or worse, their control. So when fear comes, and it will, sit with it privately. Talk to someone who lifts, not someone who cages. You do not need to surrender your strength to validate your feelings. You are still strong, even when you're afraid. Another thing to hold closely is your generosity. You've spent a lifetime giving: money, time, advice, patience, love. But after 70, your giving must be guarded. Not because you've become selfish, but because you've become wise. Not everyone who asks deserves. Not everyone who flatters is sincere. When you share too easily, your time, your home, your resources, you open the door for exploitation. The kindness that once flowed freely must now flow carefully. It is no longer about saying yes to every need. It's about saying yes to your boundaries. Sometimes the most generous thing you can do is rest. Let others step forward. Let others give. You are not required to empty yourself just to be good. You have already been good. Now protect what remains. Equally important is this: after 70, never share your loneliness too quickly. It's one of the most private aches that can live inside us. A quiet echo in an empty room, a silence in the hallway where laughter used to live. And when that ache grows, you may reach out with open arms, eager to feel connected again. But loneliness makes you vulnerable. It can blind you to intentions. It can invite the wrong people in, those who sense your ache and see opportunity, not companionship. Some may offer attention, then slowly ask for favors. Some may pretend friendship but carry quiet motives. So when you feel alone, and you will, speak to someone who sees you, not someone who needs you. Join a circle where your soul is heard, not harvested. Loneliness must be met with love, not exploitation. You deserve connection that doesn't come at a cost. As you continue walking through this sacred chapter of life, remember this: you are not required to open every door inside you. Some thoughts are not unfinished conversations. They are fully, complete in your own heart. And in choosing what not to share, you are not hiding, you are honoring. There is a dignity in quiet, a strength in restraint, a wisdom in waiting. When you keep something for yourself, you are not withholding. You are preserving. And preservation at this stage is not selfish, it's sacred. Your spirit is not public property. Your story is not for auction. The pieces of your life that remain are the most valuable and the most delicate. Speak less, but with more meaning. Reveal less, but with more trust. And most of all, know this: the most peaceful people are not the ones who told the world everything. They are the ones who kept the right things for themselves. By the time you've reached this chapter in life, you've learned that not all closeness is connection, and not every conversation deserves your truth. One of the quietest ways to protect your well-being after 70 is to never share your full financial details with anyone, not even those you love the most. It might feel harsh, even unkind. But what you've worked for, saved for, and planned for across decades is not just numbers on paper. It is your freedom, your safety, your final chapter written on your terms. When others know too much about what you have, or don't have, they may begin to expect things. Some with gentle pressure, others with guilt. Some may suggest how you should use your money. Others may feel entitled to it. What was once your nest egg becomes their open suggestion box. Guarding your finances is not about mistrust, it's about maturity. Even the kindest people can change when money enters the room. So keep your privacy. If you must share, do it only with someone trustworthy, someone who protects, not pressures. You don't owe your legacy to anyone who hasn't earned your trust. Another sacred thing to hold close is your past regrets. Everyone has them. Those choices you would undo if only time would allow. Maybe it's a marriage that didn't work, a friendship you let slip away, a harsh word spoken to someone who's no longer here. And while there's healing in reflection, there's danger in oversharing. When you speak of regret too often, some people begin to see you not as a wise elder, but as someone stuck. They stop seeing your growth and start defining you by your grief. Worse, some may use your confessions to judge, to gossip, or to quietly pity you. Regret belongs in gentle hands. Share it only with those who know how to listen with compassion, not curiosity. Let it be a private garden you tend with forgiveness, not a public diary others flip through at will. You are not your mistakes. You are the wisdom that grew from them. There's also one more thing that becomes more delicate with age: your spiritual journey. Whether it's a renewed faith, a slow drift from religion, or a quiet, evolving understanding of life and death, this part of your soul is sacred. And as the years pass, this spiritual journey becomes more personal, more layered, more tender than it ever was. But if you speak of it too openly, you may find others eager to debate, correct, or even challenge what brings you comfort. Some may try to tell you what the truth really is, or question your beliefs in your most vulnerable hour. But you do not owe anyone an explanation for what brings you peace, whether you pray, meditate, walk in silence, or simply sit by the window and watch the sky. Let that be yours. Your connection with the beyond, the eternal, or simply the mystery of it all, does not need an audience. It only needs your heart. Spiritual peace is not loud. It's not public. It's the whisper that keeps you steady when the world around you trembles. As you move through these years that many don't get to reach, let your life become more curated, not more exposed. There is a deep beauty in becoming more selective with your words, more private with your world, and more intentional with your presence. You are not being distant. You are being discerning. And there's a difference. In this chapter, every moment matters more. Every choice carries deeper echoes, and your voice, used sparingly, carries far more weight than 100 speeches. Speak less but with meaning. Share less but with care. You are no longer in the business of explaining yourself. You are in the business of living peacefully. In the quiet moments of life after 70, you begin to understand something profound. That peace is not something you chase, it's something you protect. And protecting it means becoming a gatekeeper of your inner world. There are parts of you that have been weathered by storms, and parts of you that have bloomed in silence. You've seen joy, loss, laughter, heartbreak, and all the tiny in-between moments that make a life worth living. At this age, what you choose to keep private is not secrecy, it's self-respect. Another thing to hold gently is your private aches, your bodily pains, your health struggles, your silent discomforts. It's not that you shouldn't speak to your doctor or trusted family member, but there's a difference between seeking help and offering your pain as conversation. When you talk too much about every ache, some people stop listening. Others begin to see you only through the lens of illness. You are not your ailments. You are still whole, still vibrant in spirit. Speak about your health when it matters, but let the rest be soothed in silence. Rest in the care of someone who truly sees the person behind the pain. And then there's this. Your dreams. Yes, even after 70, you still have dreams. Maybe they're smaller now, quieter. Maybe it's a wish to visit a place you've never seen, to write a memoir, to learn to paint, or simply to wake up each morning with a sense of purpose. But dreams in old age are fragile. When shared too soon, they can be dismissed, laughed at, or forgotten by others. You might hear things like, "At your age?" or "What's the point now?" And those words, though casual, can cut deep. So keep your dreams safe. Let them live and grow in the privacy of your heart until they're strong enough to bloom. You don't need permission to dream. You only need the courage to keep believing in new beginnings, even now. And finally, perhaps the most important thing to never give away too freely after 70 is your time. Time is no longer a vague concept stretching endlessly ahead. Time is vivid now. It's felt more deeply, appreciated more tenderly. Not everyone deserves pieces of your remaining days. You've spent years giving your time to careers, to children, to neighbors, to obligations, but now, your time is yours. Give it only where love lives, where joy is shared, where silence feels like a gift, not a burden. Spend it in places that feel like home, not where you must shrink to fit in. Choose peace over obligation. Choose stillness over noise. Choose people who light you up, not those who dim your glow. And as we come to the end of this journey together, remember this simple truth. Not everything needs to be shared to be understood. Not every feeling needs to be spoken to be real. Your silence is not emptiness. It is a sacred space where your soul finds rest. You are not obligated to explain your peace, your choices, your boundaries, or your quiet joys. You have earned your life. You have earned your privacy. You have earned the right to protect what matters. So, if you find yourself wondering what to share and what to hold back, ask yourself this: will this protect my peace, or will it drain it? That one question, asked with honesty, will guide you like a lantern through the years ahead. And when you guard the right things, life after 70 isn't about fading away. It's about shining quietly from the inside out. If this story moved you, share it with someone you care about.